Dear students, let us in this session let us discuss about the second law of thermodynamics. Second law of thermodynamics states that the state of entropy of the entire universe as an isolated system always increases over the time. So which can also be given in the form that the changes in the entropy in the universe can never be zero. So major players in developing the second law. The first person was Nicolas Léonard-Sadi Carnot, was a French physicist who is considered to be the father of thermodynamics, for he is responsible for the origin of second law of thermodynamics as well as other concept. The current form of second law uses entropy rather than calorie, which is what Sadi Carnot used to describe the law. Calorics relates to heat, and Sadi Carnot came to realize that some calorie is always lost in the motion cycle. Therefore, the thermodynamic reversibility concept was proven wrong, proving that irreversibility is the result of every system involving the work. So, Rudolf Callagius was a German physicist who later developed the Callagius statement and says that heat generally cannot flow spontaneously from a material at a lower temperature to a material at a higher temperature. So, which was further extended by Lord Kelvin and gave the statement that it is impossible to convert heat completely in a cyclic process. So, which means that there is no way for one to convert all the energy of the system to work without losing the energy. Later on, Constantine Carathédori, a Greek mathematician, he has given his own statement for the second law, so which says that in the neighborhood of any initial state, there are states which cannot be approached arbitrarily closed through adiabatic changes of the state. So, in order to understand why entropy increases or decreases, and it is important to recognize two changes in the entropy, that is the entropy change of the surrounding and the entropy change of the system itself. Given that the entropy change of the universe is equivalent to sum of the changes in the entropy of the system and the surrounding, which is given by the equation delta S universe is equal to delta S system plus delta S surrounding, which is given that heat content of the system divided by temperature plus heat content of the surrounding divided by the temperature. So in an isothermal expansion, the heat absorbed Q by the system from the surrounding is given that nRT ln V2 by V1. Since heat absorbed by the system is the amount lost by the surrounding, which is given that heat content of the system is equal to negative of heat content of the surrounding. Therefore, for truly reversible process, the entropy change is given by change in entropy of the universe is equal to nRT ln V2 divided by V1 divided by T. So, if the process is irreversible, however, the entropy change is given by entropy change of the universe is equal to nRT ln V2 divided by V1 divided by T greater than 0. If we put the two equations together for both the types of the process, we have been left with the equation of the second law of thermodynamics, that is entropy change of the universe is equal to change in entropy of the system plus change in entropy of the surrounding greater than or equal to 0. So, where entropy of the universe equal to 0 is for reversible process, greater than 0 is for irreversible process. So, in reality, true reversible process never happen. So, it is safe to say all thermodynamic processes are irreversible in the direction which they occur. Therefore, the second law of thermodynamics can also be stated that all spontaneous processes produce an increase in the entropy of the universe. Gibbs free energy. It is measure of the amount of usable energy in that system which is available for performing the work. The change in Gibbs free energy during the reaction provide us useful information about the reaction energetics and spontaneity. In other words, the change in free energy delta G of the system goes from initial state, that is such as all reactant, to some other final state such as all products, which tells us maximum usable energy released or absorbed when going from initial to final state. In addition, its sign positive or negative tells us whether the reaction occurs spontaneously, that is without adding any energy. So in practical, frequently used form of Gibbs free energy change, that is delta G, can be calculated from the set of values measured by the scientists, that is the change in enthalpy and entropy for a reaction together with the temperature at which it takes place, which is given by delta G is equal to delta H minus T into delta S, where delta H is the enthalpy change, which is the difference between the bond energies of the product and the reactant. Negative delta H means heat is released in going from reactant to product, while positive means heat is absorbed. Delta S is entropy change of the system, during which if delta S is positive, the system becomes more disordered during the reaction. If delta S is negative, it means the system becomes more ordered. Temperature T determines the relative impacts of change in entropy and change in enthalpy in terms of overall change in the free energy of the reaction. Therefore, reaction with a negative delta G release energy, which means they are produced, they proceed without any energy input, that is they are spontaneous. Reaction with positive delta G need an input of energy in order to take place, means they are non-spontaneous. So, from the above equation, both enthalpy change and entropy change contribute to the overall sign and value of delta G, that is change in free energy. When a reaction releases heat, negative enthalpy, or increases the entropy of the system, these factors make change in free energy more negative. On the other hand, when the reaction absorbs heat or decreases the entropy of the system, these make delta G more positive. So in a spontaneous chain, Gibbs free energy always decreases and never increases. This of course reflects the fact that the entropy of the world behaves in exactly opposite way. Here is an example. Liquid water getting converted into ice. An important consequence of one way of downward path of free energy is that when it reaches its minimum possible value, the net change comes to the heart, which represents the state of equilibrium, that is given by the three main important relations, that is delta G, that is the reaction will occur spontaneously to the right, delta G greater than 0, the reaction will occur spontaneously to the left, delta G is equal to 0, that is the reaction is at equilibrium, will not proceed in any other direction. Thank you.